I have to, protest, it's not my concept. It is a concept, the Renaissance, I'm happy now to speak about. But I have to say, listening to all of you, I thought maybe a 7-minute break of silence would be good. So I'm just wondering if I do a little art performance and just empty your head, get clarity. So, next Renaissance, what is it? What has been the Renaissance, and why do we call for a next Renaissance? So more than 1,000 years ago, the Arab Islamic Renaissance, known also as the Islamic Golden Age, has already produced amazing musical devices and also robot-like automats. The Italian Renaissance initiated immense innovations, as we know, with the invention of the perspective, measurement of space, the construction of complex mechanical machines. The basis of the third Renaissance we are now experiencing is that artists and scientists use comparable tools in the digital age. In addition to this, we see also the politicization of art and more science elements in art. This has all been visible in an exhibition at the ZKM in Karlsruhe called The Third Renaissance. It has been done by the former director and really genius creator Peter Weibel, stating that now art and science are converging, using more and more the same tools. Art has been for a long time focused on things which can be perceived by the human eye. However, science was exactly beyond that. Science started where the human eye did not see it. We had the experiments, and it was about beyond natural perception. So science has been watching our reality with those instruments since the 16th century. Now we see something like a common pool of tools, with art going into media, into the not so visible for the perception we have as humans. If you look at the social sculpture of Beuys, minimalism, many other forms of art. So with this thesis, today art and science merge. And that's why I think it's not an accident that you are doing an artistic-based research project now. It is part of a wider trend we see in society. You are, so to speak, just in time, doing the right thing, being spearheading this change in science and art we see today. In a nutshell, you could say, when culture and science merge, new worlds emerge. That was the thesis of this exhibition. So what has this to do with the EIT culture and creativity? We are here to support the ecosystem of innovators and creators in culture creative industries. We want to fundamentally transform our sector to a new understanding of competition and collaboration, of human and nature, and also of growth and fairness. And now, listening to all of you, I find a lot of those notions in all your speeches here, especially on growth and justice. So the question is then, how do you support and change ecosystems? Of course, many might think, first of all, of funding. But in theory, and strangely enough, economic theory, especially game theory, has shown that transition and change is not about money. Of course, you might need some money, but it might be the least important element. Ecosystem change, it's very simple, and that's why it's so difficult, when players change, individuals change. We have heard this here all around. But this change only works if it's coordinated, if it's in one point of time, and if it's with a shared mission. You might have many changes which are coordinated, but not a shared mission. You might have changes which are in one point of time, but not coordinated. So to meet all those three targets is really difficult. And that's, somebody said it here, this change is nothing we have never experienced before. I've experienced that kind of change a little bit in a small nutshell. When I was at the European Capital of Culture in the Ruhr region, we had some 50 cities being there, and they coordinated to change their cultural policy in this 1 year. And this made a big, real change. You could feel it, you could see it. This change became visible, it became unstoppable, and for this it became transformative. And this is exactly what our EIT culture and creativity is about. To fundamentally transform our sector, to enable a transformative change. So we decided to enable that change, really to take the next renaissance as a narrative and make all the changes which are happening, which are in silos, if it's for communication, discipline, sectors, visible, and bring them together on a European platform, not only to honor that change, but by this really to coordinate it, to make it jointly visible, and to create a shared mission. And that's why we believe we can really contribute to this change and make it transformative by really telling just a narrative. But I think listening to many of you, it was exactly about that shared narrative. And in fact, this exercise here is also sharing our narratives and finding a red thread. So in the end, our ecosystem tries to change minds, individual players, coordinating them, moving in a shared mission in one point of time. So in essence, at the end, you can say, when culture and science merge, new worlds emerge. But if you add it and say, when culture and science merge, and all see this, and all talk about it, and all know the timing, then new worlds really happen, and change is transformative. That's the concept, not my concept, hopefully our concept, of the next Renaissance. Thanks.